Joining us now to offer some legal insight into the Lowen court proceedings is MSNBC legal analyst Susan Filan. So Susan, in court today, many of the questions focused on the value of this necklace in question. So it's supposed to be $2,500. That's what the price tag says. However, the store itself, when it purchased it wholesale, I guess, only paid $850. So is this a linchpin to a possible way of getting out of the felony?
I don't think so. To me, it's a complete red herring. Could you imagine going into Tiffany's and saying, yeah, that's your price tag, Tiffany's, but it's really not worth that, and that's not what you paid for it. So it can't be a felony. It's got to be a misdemeanor. I think that's not going to fly in this courtroom.
As we heard from Gina's report there's one store employee who testified this morning that Lowen was in this store days before, almost walked out with a diamond earring until she was stopped and told to give it back. At that time, Lindsay apologized. But does this information set the pattern for the type of behavior that was maybe pulled off the day she did walk out with the necklace?
It's possible, but the judge can actually disregard that. The judge can just look at what happened on the day in question. And this is a probable cause hearing or preliminary hearing, and the proof here is a very low threshold. Is it more probable than not? Is it more likely than not? Look at the scales of justice and put a feather on it. If it tips the scale, the burden is met.
All right, so when we have the judge coming back after lunch today, again, there's going to be an LAPD detective that's coming on the stand that Gina said. Yeah. Do you think the judge could rule to move this on to trial? And if so, then hold Lindsay Lowen over behind bars, that is, in custody until a trial date is set?
I do. Call me crazy. There's a law. She broke it. She's on probation, and that's the standard punishment for anybody else, for Joe, Tom, or Bob. So why shouldn't it apply to Lindsay Lohan? Seems to me the only person that doesn't think that this is in the realm of possibility is Lindsay Lohan and her defense counsel. Yeah,
it's pretty amazing to watch this story unfold, and hopefully we will all know an answer by the end of today, maybe, about what's going to happen. I want to move on and get your opinion, though, about Mel Gibson. He's speaking out now for the first time since the conflict began with his former girlfriend, Oksana Grigorieva, having pled no contest last month. But now he says that he was allowed to end this case and still maintain his innocence because of something called the West plea. So explain to all of us, how does the West plea work?
Well, it's really, West plea is just a fancy term for a NOLO plea. And a NOLO plea is basically saying, I'm not answering the charges. I'm not saying I did it. I'm not saying I didn't do it. I'm just saying no contest. You want to convict me, go ahead and convict me. But it has the same exact legal effect as a conviction. It's a guilty plea in effect by just not contesting the charges. The reason he did that is because he then gets to not have a standard conviction held against him in a civil lawsuit. So the way to understand that is in a car crash. If you plead NOLO to a traffic ticket in a car crash, it can't be then held against you in a civil lawsuit for a car crash. So it's a very good move on his part, but he's still guilty in the eyes of the law to the misdemeanor battery.
But basically, this is a way to divert any attention from Grigorieva coming after him civilly to be able to attach some type of financial judgment if he were found guilty?
What it does is it says in the civil lawsuit, you can't use the criminal guilty plea against me. I didn't say I'm guilty in a criminal court. Yes, I was found guilty by the court, but not because I said so.
My head's hurting now.
I know.
I'm so confused by all this legalese.
It's fun to be a lawyer, isn't it?
It is. It must be. Attorney Susan Filan. Susan, thanks so much for coming in. Appreciate it.
You bet.